Hey all, hey y'all. Welcome to this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Meet up within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I channel energies and messages from the oneness of all things, using my Shaman Mama skills, my Shaman Mama capabilities, my extrasensory perception, my psychic abilities, my mediumship, my channeling gifts, to share wisdoms, divine remembrances, healing frequencies from my soul space of the oneness of all things. As we awaken the masses, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is a co-creation between all things, because we truly are one. And whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is produce from the tree of life's necessity to continue to grow and evolve. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is intended to be a resource for humanity as we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we are limitless potentials from the inside. Internal validation, soul nudges, soul remembrance, intuitive guidance, intuitive wisdoms taught to our conscious mind so that we align with the wisdoms and energetic embodiments to show up as more of our limitless potentials in our tangible reality, in our lives, to manifest tangible realities of our lives or a heightened awareness, well and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah. The Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach. The Hindu culture prophesied Kalki. Full circle moment, alert, alert. So are you. Why Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We're all authentic frequential patternings, dimensions of infinite potentials. Divine creation, infinite creation. Shekinah Hashem, Allah, God, the Most High Prime Source. Having a human experience in order to continue to grow and evolve all things. In order to garner new perspectives, new awareness of our limitless potentials, to add to the evolution, upliftment, regeneration of all things. Share, like, follow if you're watching on Spotify, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment if you're watching on YouTube. You can also comment if you're watching on Spotify to assist with proliferating the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth to assist with proliferating the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips community. Within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, I share, I get candid and vulnerable and transparent to share my awakening experience, my evolutionary experience as awakening and evolving as an eternal process. To let you know that you're not alone. You're awakening the way you perceive reality or the way you perceive yourself. Your lingo with reality or the universes or the Most High or yourself or God is most likely authentic to you. But nonetheless, it is valid. Validate yourself and your knowings. Please do not replace anything you experience within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips with your professional medical advice. Let's go ahead and roll into the human dharmic purpose. Kingdom Things podcast channel, human dharmic purpose. It is biblical, prophetic. Humans of planet Earth, we are created to be the remembrance, stark mastery of unconditional love. Limitless potentials, having a human experience, or limitless potentials with the understanding that everything we experience, everything we grow and evolve into, everything that we create, every dimension of ourself, of our reality, is ourselves or our reality, or the oneness of all things. Teaching us, remembering us into our existence, to grow and evolve our existence, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Hashem, the Most High, into more wellness and balance. As we travel our realities, my soul likes to draw a metaphor, analogy to the video game Psychonaut. As we journey our realities as psychonauts or inquisitive, have an inquisitive disposition about ourselves or our realities or God, ourselves, reality, God, infinite divine creation are truly one. As we journey our realities, God, infinite creation, ourselves with an inquisitive disposition and garner the wisdoms from the questions we ask ourselves about ourselves. Embody the wisdoms, practice the wisdoms, the conscious awareness of the new divine revelation or wisdoms from your inner space. You become more of a mirror to the limitless potentials in which you are, more universally aligned to the infinite potentials in which you are. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey, so, What is it that I need to know to come into more conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials, of our limitless potentials? Because humanity, we are one. What do I need to know to become more consciously aware of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come. Like I said it earlier, I actually channeled a Kingdom Things podcast installment. By the way, everything in Kingdom Things podcast is channeled from my soul space. It's my intimate connection with the divine or the oneness of all things, from my inner space, an intimate connection in which we all are, We all have and possess. Not only do we have it and possess it, but we all are. We're projections of infinite creation. We're dimensions of infinite creation. Simultaneously, we're one with infinite creation. Everything you'll find in Kingdom Things podcast are channel wisdoms and healing energies, uplifting energies. Again, do not replace any of your professional medical advice with anything you experience within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Everything's a channel. Whatever resonates with your heart space, you're more than welcome to utilize on your own journey of remembrance of your limitless potentials, of your authentic frequential patterning called divine creation, infinite creation. Whatever doesn't resonate with your heart space, please leave it. Sit with yourself for at least 1 hour a day, every day. Kingdom Things podcast call to action. What do I need to know in this moment to come into greater conscious awareness of the limitless potentials in which I am? Wait for the answers because they will come. There's a Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, installment titled Frequential Patterning Part 1. Yes, there is a Frequential Patterning Part 2. I'll link both in Kingdom Things podcast installments below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast installment. I channel within Frequential Patterning Part 1. There are an infinite number of energies in reality to create, to perceive. There are an infinite number of energies in reality to create with, to perceive, that are simultaneously energy. The understanding of energies are a paradigm in and of themselves. We know this as we evolve and grow. Our conscious awareness, conscious perception of energy evolves and grows. We went from Newton's laws to quantum mechanics. Baby, I gotta research how quickly we did this, because that's really powerful. How quickly we evolved as a human culture. I was actually like sitting back and noticing this, because I got the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. We about to roll into it. And I got this prophecy brought to my conscious awareness, because we're always only limitless potentials. And that's a big part of this transmission. By the way, we're channeling Kingdom Things podcast meetups. I transcendentally channel divine forces, powers, dimensions of the oneness of all things, the I am, infinite creation, ancestral forces. Today we're channeling Sir Robert Frost. Yes, Sir Robert Frost, the multiple time Pulitzer Prize winner, poet, author, right, of our more modern human culture. Big part of this transmission is remembrance. We're always only limitless potentials. Our conscious awareness of this is what grows, what evolves, right? Or it de-evolves and shrinks. And this is a part of creation as well. The universal principle of rhythm, Hermetic's principle of rhythm, Hermes Trismegistus. Creation creates in ups and downs. Ups and downs. The pendulum swings from left to right, right? So evolution and de-evolution is a part of the ways of creation. Ups and downs are part of the ways of creation, right? We're always only limitless potentials. Our conscious awareness of ourselves, which equates to our conscious awareness of our reality, of our existence, of our realm, of our planet, of our dimension of divine creation, of our room and God's kingdom, right? In God's mansion with many rooms, in our vibrational frequential patterning of existence, our conscious awareness of how our reality operates as a direct reflection of the conscious awareness of ourselves, or how deeply we know ourselves on an intimate level from the inside. So it's really cool. We went from Newton's laws to have a greater understanding of quantum mechanics, studying quantum mechanics, or how everything is intertwined and connected without a rhyme or reason, or no specific laws to attach to the interconnectedness to all things. Baby, I have to do a deep dive of research. I don't know if we came up with principles around quantum mechanics, but I'm about to go look about it. I got the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. Within the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy, I channel the divine says, like I said earlier, I channel from my heart space, from the oneness of all things. Whenever creation, I want to stay focused because I'm going to go into something. So I keep on looking down. I'm like, soul, please remind me to go back into that. Soul's like, I'll remind you, Ashley. The universal forces that will remind you. I got the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. The divine says by the year 2033, like I said it earlier, whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. The divine says, okay, we had a gestational phase, human culture, planet Earth, of this ascension cycle, of this universal timeline, understanding of creation, because there's infinite timelines, multiple timelines. We're in a new divine revelation. Oh, baby, let's go. Divine revelation alert. We're in a specific bandwidth of frequential patternings, which allows us to oscillate. So this is the frequential let's go, Ashley. Divine presence. Let's say this is the frequential bandwidth of patterning that this ascension cycle or this universe that we exist within, and there's still infinite parallel timelines within this frequential patterning of existence. Our ascension cycle, we oscillate up and down within this ascension cycle, within this bandwidth of frequential patternings, which allows us to grow, stretch, evolve, devolve, to garner new perspectives or understandings of ourselves or evolution, right? As we raise in vibration, drop in vibration, which we all do every day, infinite times a day. Infinite times a day, our energy is always oscillating as individual beings, as a human energy called the human culture of planet Earth, humanity of planet Earth. We're always oscillating up and down within frequential patternings. Why, Ashley? Whenever you come in contact with something, whenever you do anything, I channeled within the podcast. I don't remember which episode, but it's like whenever creation creates, whenever you interact with anything, you're creating a third energy, or you're creating evolution, or you're creating a dispensation of frequential patternings that are other than the energies that are varied from the energies that came together to create the dispensation of a third energy or creation. So whenever you have a thought, or whenever you're pondering and you have a thought, that thought is going to adjust your frequential patterning. It's this simple. It goes from this simple. I say this to state. I channel this to state. I channel this to state. I channel this to state. We are raising our vibrational frequential patterning is shifting all day, every day. It's as simple as a thought pattern shifts your vibrational frequential patterning. Even if it's just, let's say you're dwelling right here within the vibrational frequential patterning. You're right here, and you have a thought that takes you up just an iota. That's a shift in vibrational frequential patterning. That's a shift in a timeline dimension. This is powerful. This is a divine revelation of the understandings of the quantum mechanics, quantum workings of our existence. Woo, let's let this breathe. We are constantly shifting in vibrational frequential patterning, which creates an oscillation of ups and downs as individual humans and as the energy called humanity of planet Earth, right? Which allows for our growth and evolution. We went from Newton's laws to quantum mechanics, swiftly, quickly. If we really break it down, I have to put the timeline. I'm gonna put the dates right here, where we went from Newton's laws to quantum physics. Shout out to the ancestor, Sir Isaac Newton. Love to the ancestor, Sir Isaac Newton. Oh, we gotta channel him, universe. We gotta channel the ancestral force. Okay. Since a young kid, like I had an intuitive draw towards Sir Isaac Newton. So I know a little bit about his story, as we all kind of do, the apple falling on his head, him going to school. Was it Cambridge or something? I'm channeling Cambridge. I don't know how, I hope that's badly. I think he went to Cambridge University or Oxford, or one of the two, Oxford or Cambridge University. I'm gonna put the asterisk in the actual school right here because I'm channeling right now. And how he was deep in his studies and enthralled in his studies, and his passion and inspiration for his studies for science and the workings of creation or divine creation was the spark of the divine in which we all are. We are all only infinite creation. Our conscious awareness of this at any moment is a part of the makings of us. Part of the oscillation to create momentum, to create evolution, to create dimensionality, to create growth. We went from Newton's laws to quantum physics. By 2033, the divine says we need a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, no pedophilia. As disease, death, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking was all a part of the makings of humanity. All a part of your gestational phase, because why? Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. I know these creations are heavy. And I'm going to link some Kingdom Things podcast installments below that I've done, channeled wisdoms from the oneness of all things to help us evolve through this, to accept ourselves, accept our experience as conscious or universally aligned experiences, universally created experiences to garner us wisdoms, to grow us into the embodiment of wisdoms. So that when we were switched on, as we grow out of our gestational phase, or we no longer need the dissonance from ourselves, we no longer need to run from ourselves. The divine was like, hey, Ashley, y'all had pedophilia because I needed y'all to run from yourselves. It came into creation so y'all could run from yourselves. So that you wouldn't in the masses activate into your divine presence before creation needed you to. So whenever creation needed a divinely activated human culture, planet Earth, of this ascension cycle, weebling and wobbling and growing and evolving in this timeline, this frequential patterning of existence, y'all was going to switch on and elevate into remembrance that there are multiple timelines of humanity and other beings, infinite other beings in creation that co-create or live and exist and grow and evolve to co-create and evolve infinite creation, divine creation, most commonly termed as God within our realm of existence. The disease, death, war, famine, pedophilia, human trafficking, sex trafficking, poverty, famine. We're all a part of the makings of us. Or to put us through the ups and downs, the vibrational frequential patterning shifts to grow and evolve us into more conscious awareness, more compassion, more mastery of the paradigm of unconditional love, of the understanding that we are one with all things, to be a regenerative, uplifting force within divine creation. The divine wants to see, what do we create? And the masses being activated from the inside, every human being, as the one energy called humanity of planet Earth within this ascension cycle, this frequential patterning bandwidth of divine creation. What do we create? What do we contribute to? What do we create within our human culture, within our bandwidth, within our frequential patterning? How do we uplift and evolve all of divine creation, all of infinite potentials? The divine wants to see, what do we create? We were created to be wellness, balance, to grow and evolve into more conscious awareness or different perspectives, different conscious perspectives of our limitless potentials with joy, to co-create within our human culture, to assist with co-creating in all of divine creation. We've already decided in the masses, universe already decided we need a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no human trafficking, no sex trafficking, no pedophilia. Also, the universe is the oneness of all things, says that we need a human culture, planet Earth, within this frequential patterning of existence, to rise to conscious awareness that we are a type 1, type 2, type 3, and beyond Kardashian scale colony. This is a Kingdom Things podcast, Kardashian scale prophecy. If you're not consciously aware of what the Kardashian scale is, the Kardashian scale was channeled by the astronomer Kardashian, and it outlines the potential evolution of galactic civilizations based off of the amount of energy the galactic civilization is able to harness and utilize towards its own growth and evolution. You might be like, Ashley, how we finna do that? If you know what the Kardashian scale is, you're like, Ashley, because I just paused the video and went to go look at what our time-space continuum. I just went to pause the video and went to go see what our time-space continuum was talking about when it comes to Kardashian scale. Baby, in our time-space continuum, or in our strict interpretation of time and space and paradigms of dimensionality, we were saying it's impossible for human cultures of planet Earth to be a type 1, type 2, type 3 by 2033. We'll have the conscious awareness that this is what we are, what we're headed towards, right? How, Ashley? We already exist within a room in God's mansion. frequential patterning, dimensionality, a planet, Earth, with infinite dimensions, or quantumly connected, tandemly connected with every dimension of creation. A heightened conscious awareness realm, with heightened conscious awareness civilizations in different dimensions within our realm of creation, within our frequential patterning. And I'm channeling right now that frequential patternings are connected, are quantumly connected, tandemly connected, simultaneously, right? So we're kind of in our own thing. I mean, there are heightened conscious beings and civilizations that dwell within our realm, but there are also tandemly connected, quantumly connected, adjacent realms that are beyond type 1, type 2, type 3 Kardashian scale colonies that are super advanced spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. We would know that as sciences, because our spirituality is really a mirror of our science, or how we know ourselves in our reality, how we quantify ourselves in our reality. The dimensions that we say that we are in our reality is a direct reflection of how we perceive ourselves. So we're in this bandwidth frequential patterning that already has heightened awareness, heightened consciousness, civilizations in many dimensions, multiple dimensions. As we raise our vibrations as frequential patternings, individual humans, and as a frequential patterning called humanity of planet Earth, we simultaneously co-create and align with thought patterns and movements and creations that create, mirror, align with the type 1, type 2, type 3 Kardashian scale colony, human consciousness, human beings, human culture of planet Earth. I'm being channeled through right now, as I always am. And Spirit Baby is elated. They're like, ooh, you did it. Like, ooh, you got the wisdoms out. So like, ooh, divine revelation alert. This is really powerful understandings for our synapse to understand the power of divine creation, infinite potentials. Where before we were like, what happens when we get to the other side, baby? We've always been on the other side. The other side and our side are one. And we're remembering and we're channeling these divine wisdoms from our inner space. Ooh, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today we're channeling Robert Frost. And I'm going to read the notes that I channeled with Robert Frost in pre-production. Firstly, I want to share the multidimensional extrasensory perception experience I had. I was in the kitchen. I was chatting with dimensions of the infinite dimensions that are the authentic frequential patterning, universal presence that is Robert Frost. And he was like, he let me, his energy let me perceive, his infinite potentials let me perceive. You know, Robert Frost, as you knew him, is still amnesiatic, or he exists in multiple different parallel realities, the bandwidths, and other parallel realities where he's living as Robert Frost in different dimensions. Right? Humanity, we're awakening to our limitless potentials within the dimensionality, baby, mirrored to the dimensionality that Robert Frost exists in at this moment, where he believes he's less than infinite potentials. And his spirit was like, he'll awaken when it's time for him to. You know, when it's time for him to, he'll awaken. And it's time to, just like it's time for us to awaken. It's like we are awakening to the fact that we're limitless potential, and there truly is no other side when it comes to spirit and tangible. Spirit and intangible are one. And this is a deep thing I've had with the spirit. Because as we start to spiritually awaken, it's a part of our ancient culture to demonize materialism, or the material world. We call it illusion, Maya. We call it evil, demonic. And the truth is, the material world is a mirror of the spirit world. As the spirit world casts materialism, or is a projection. The materialism is a projection of spirit, just as the material world affects the spirit or other dimensions of creation. Spirit is our other dimensions of creation. Just as our realm is spirit or a dimension of creation, frequential patterning bandwidth, our perspectives of this and how we perceive reality, it's a direct reflection of our conscious awareness of ourselves from the inside. My soul was asking me earlier, because when I was chatting in the kitchen having pre-production with Robert Frost, I was talking to his spirit, different dimensions of his spirit. We were chit-chatting and healing. And his spirit is like, could feel that I would like, I had energies inside of me that was demonizing materialism. It's like, why do you feel like that? Like, why do you feel like that? I'm like, it's like ancient in our culture for us to demonize materialism as we awaken to heighten awareness of the fact that creation is infinite, that we are infinite. And it's like, why do we think we're material? Then the question came up, Robert Frost, Infinite Dimensions of Self, was like, why do you think you're material? I was like, it's a part of our paradigm of understanding matter. In science class, we learned everything is matter. And what are the 4 types? 3 plus that 1. What are the 4 types? Solid, liquid, gas, and plasma, right? It's like we're taught in school, public school, everything is matter or material. And then the spirit, soul, infinite dimensions of Robert Frost and myself, like the universe, it's a co-creation, it's covalent bonding. Whenever you're attracted to other spirits, it's a covalent bonding where we come together and we create more conscious awareness or evolution or the third energy. The third, and whenever energies come together and meet, we create a third energy. So my authentic frequential patterning, infinite potentials, Robert Frost's authentic frequential patterns, infinite potentials came together. We were having a powwow session in the kitchen. Powwow sessions is when I calm my inner space and I heal with the ancestors. It's like, why do you think you're material, Ashley? I was taught in school, human paradigms. I know it's a human paradigm, but I don't want to negate and demonize the makings of me, because God's like, you have to own every dimension of yourself, Ashley, because that's why you experienced it, to allow it to be wisdoms, to allow it to be a part of your evolution and growth, to accept your dimensionality, your multidimensionality, the infinite dimensions of yourself. And school, matter, liquid, solid, gas, plasma. And then I was remembered Satori, spontaneous spiritual awakening. We perceive reality through the paradigms of our synaptical understandings, or the belief patterns in which we believe in. Spirit's like, like you're infinite, you're stardust, which can be infinite things, is whatever you believe in. This Kingdom Things podcast meet up with Robert Frost. Let me read my notes because it's a beautiful channeling. This transmission is to spark divine remembrance from Robert Frost's we would know it as higher dimensions of self, or more consciously aware limitless potentials of divine presence that we are one. Not to perpetuate a sycophant mentality, a behavior that keeps humanity, the human ancestral forces, aligned with let me pause for a second. So, y'all, okay, let me read this over again, and I'm gonna channel some things that the divine, my soul, wants me to say. This transmission is to spark divine remembrance from Robert Frost's higher dimensions of self, of divine presence that we are one, not to perpetuate sycophant mentality. When I was looking at Robert Frost, I know the poem about choosing the path less traveled, right? I have some conscious awareness of this poem, baby. I don't know verbatim. And he was like, I don't want you to know it verbatim, because it was like his higher self is like, I don't want you to be hung up on the personality, the character that humanity knows Robert Frost to be. Baby, I want my energy, Robert Frost, to elevate. This is what I want this transmission to be about. I want elevation to lift humanity's frequential patterning bandwidth, lift it in higher vibrations into heightened wisdom awareness of limitless potential, heightened wisdom embodiment of limitless potential, to create a more evolved, heightened wisdom awareness, dharmic purpose aligned, limitless potential, human culture, planet Earth, with the dharmic purpose to assist with uplifting and regenerating all things through the way we travel our lives, to embody and become more consciously aware of our limitless potentials with wellness and balance. His energy is like, I don't want this to be about, the character that I play. The character that I play, yes, those are dimensions of myself, but that's not what I want this to be about. Because, Robert Frost, he's this popular, recent. We know the name, we know the energy a bit. You might not know the poem like that, but it's that the path less traveled poem, Robert Frost. Okay, I know this energy. I'm consciously aware of this energy. 4-time Pulitzer Prize winner. He's like, this is a part of me, yes, sure, but I don't want to focus on this, right? Because he's like, his energy is like, I don't want to perpetuate sycophant mentality. Behaviors that sycophant mentality are behaviors that kept humanity or ancestral forces aligned let me get this together. I was like scribbling and scrabbling. Frost exists is about Frost in infinite dimensions, just as we exist in infinite dimensions. Okay, yeah. So this transmission is to spark divine remembrance from Robert Frost's higher self-dimensions of divine presence that we are, not to perpetuate sycophant mentality, behaviors that kept humanity or ancestral forces. Humanity and ancestral forces are truly one, aligned with more denser interpretations of self. Robert, like the denser paradigm realities that Robert Frost exists in, which is many dimensions of Robert Frost's infinite dimensions, just as we exist in infinite dimensions. Robert Frost's energy was like, I want to raise out of this amnesiac state in these dimensions where I don't remember that I'm limitless potentials. I want to raise my energy out of this amnesiac state, just as we're raising out of the amnesiac state. Just as we exist in infinite dimensions. And right now, again, we're raising out of the amnesiac state in this conscious awareness dimension that we currently reside in. Okay, that's what it was. So this amnesiac state calcified us within and as frequential patternings aligned with the divine simulation or creation called being a human being of planet Earth. Frequential patterning that Frequential patterning that are often dissonant to conscious awareness and embodiment of universal wisdoms, God, source, code, frequential patternings, or limitless potentials. Let me read that again. Let me just read the whole thing again because I see what I did. I got this whole, so I wrote this and I got this whole understanding that's supposed to go in the middle of this. And I drew an arrow and I forgot. That's what the arrow was for. So let me read this whole thing over again. Okay, so this transmission is to spark divine remembrance from Robert Frost's higher self-dimensions of divine presence that we are, not to perpetuate sycophant mentalities, behavior that kept humanity calcified within and as frequential patternings aligned with the divine simulation or divine creation called being a human being of planet Earth. Frequential patternings that are often dissonant to conscious awareness and embodiment of universal wisdoms, God, source code, frequential patternings, or limitless potentials. We're going to sit back and go ahead and channel many dimensions, limitless dimensions, other limitless dimensions that are Robert Frost. Thank you, Robert Frost, for your presence. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. You are welcome, Ashley. I am honored to be present at this moment within this dimensionality, this frequential patterning of existence called humanity of planet Earth, to share that humanity of planet Earth is not the only humanity of planet Earth. You are multiple dimensions of infinite dimensions of multiple infinite dimension paradigms of existence. Thank you, Ashley. Wow, thank you. Thank you. This is so powerful. It's like, Ashley, how do you know you're channeling Robert Frost? Those wisdoms could have came from any universal forces. I actually had an intimate conversation with the wisdoms that are Robert Frost, because we are infinite dimensions. Again, we're stepping out of our boxes of limitation to come into greater conscious awareness of our limitless potentials or existence, reality, divine creation, in which we are synonymous with, in which we are tandem with, in which we are one with. And I was having this dialogue and this conversation with Robert Frost, the energy that is infinite potentials that are Robert Frost. And he's like, yeah, I dimensions of me dwell in reality, and dimensions of reality where I'm still living. Tandemly, as I'm limitless potentials, I still believe I'm Robert Frost, working on the farm, going to school, doing poems, married with kids, just completely unaware that I'm limitless potentials, detached from the remembrance that I'm limitless potentials. He's like, I wanna raise up out of this. I want to raise out of it. So that's why I came to you. Actually, I called to you to have this healing. I called to you to have this healing to help raise my energy out of this density. I was like, I understand. I wasn't gonna share this. I was like, but I asked to share it. I was like, can I share this? Because I want to be respectful of like your evolution, your journey as existence, as an energy. He's like, surely, yes, please share. Share, yeah. I'm amnesiatic, or I am. I'm evolving out of amnesia in many dimensions of myself. So I wanted to come and heal with you and share these healing remembrances with this dimensionality of humanity, which will reverberate energetically, quantumly, tangibly to uplift all things. I used to run for myself because I could feel before I do any Kingdom Things podcast, lecture, or meetup, I could feel the energy shifts. And in our old human culture, when we felt changes looming, mostly we would fight or flight. I used to run for myself, but when I felt the energies, I'm like, ooh, I could tell an energetic shift is looming. Like a big one, a grand energetic shift is looming. I used to run for myself, but I embraced it. I was like, okay, let me be my heart open. Let me embrace this. Let me dive into this. Thank you, Robert Frost, the infinite dimensions that you are, that we are, for offering your wisdoms, divine wisdoms, baby, because I was learning. I was like, whoa, because this is like antithesis. Last week, we aired Nelson Mandela, the channeling with Nelson Mandela. This is like a mirror opposite of the experience we had with Nelson Mandela. Where Nelson Mandela, his dimensionality was his dimensionality of the form or finite, with the perception of finite, our form was studying in other dimensions of the spirit. We would know it's like 6th dimension. He was studying other dimensions of the spirit to prepare for Kingdom Things podcast, to prepare to come sit in front of humanity to share wisdoms. As consciously understanding, as his light being essence, his dimensionality essence, his finite essence, I'm going to come share within the podcast, Ashley's podcast, to come touch humanity like I used to do at the podiums in South Africa, like I still do in other dimensions, right? Of creation. And this week, following week, we have Robert Frost, where it's his higher selves, his higher wisdom potentials. And he's like, baby, my avatar, my human is still dense, still thinks it's living on the farm. And I'm going to come share these wisdoms so that humanity understands your multidimensionality. Wherever you are in your evolution, you are still limitless potentials and evolution. Thank you, Robert Frost. I super, super duper appreciate it. I want to thank you for joining this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips transmission. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell to help proliferate the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. Whew, take a breath. A lot of great healing energies. Again, whatever resonates with your heart space, you're more than welcome to utilize these energies and messages on your own journey of conscious awareness, or your authentic frequential patterning authentic journey of conscious awareness, or limitless potentials that you are, we are, because we truly are one. Whatever doesn't resonate with your heart space, please leave it. So we're here with the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I also have another healing channel. It's called Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. It is available on YouTube, link below. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. We do powwow sessions. I talked about the powwow session earlier in this installment. I talk about them often because I was powwowing pre-production with the energy, that the limitless potentials that is Robert Frost, that are Robert Frost. Calming the energy, having a dialogue to uplift our spirit, to ground, integrate wisdoms, higher potentials within our conscious awareness. That's what we do in this connection, energetic upliftment. We have powwow sessions, y'all. The spirit be like, hey, Ashley, look at this paradigm within humanism. Channel these ancestral forces, channel period. And we're going to channel through high vibrational energies and wisdoms to help you evolve these limiting beliefs into something more liberating, limitless. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream on the YouTube link below. Subscribe, follow, share, like to help proliferate the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I also offer one-on-one powwow sessions, private powwow sessions, which you can book below within the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal. I don't have a lot of bookings open because I don't want to overwork myself. So whatever is available, go ahead and book it. I channel a video. On videos, you get a video channeling of myself, sharing energies and wisdoms, transcendentally, energies and wisdoms, energetic transmission that your soul wants you to experience, to liberate you from dense energies, to bring to your conscious awareness, your conscious mind, using the spirit essence that you are, your inner space. So you align with and embody more of the limitless potentials in which you are. Again, you are able to book powwow session below within the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal. I'm also a singer-songwriter, y'all. I super duper duperly enjoy creating music. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream on YouTube. I be in the spirit healing heavy. I started recording my sessions live on YouTube, so go subscribe Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube to catch the live music production sessions. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. Bless me, excuse me. When I get to channeling, baby, different dimensions, different energies, that happens sometimes. I recently started recording my music sessions, so subscribe to Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I'll be in the spirit, shaman mama. Channeling, hey, the ancestral forces like, hey, look at this same thing like the powwow sessions. Look at this energy within humanism, or look at this paradigm. Heal it up, channel the healing frequencies and these incantations, these lyrics into the music. And the ancestral forces, they love creating music, just like we do. Like, they love helping create music, baby. Songs would be jamming. Right? I hope there's lyrics, frequential patterning, songs that bring you joy, wellness, balance, as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment, regeneration, wellness of yourself and all things. Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I'm also an author, y'all. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It is a part of my rapid spiritual awakening journey. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, channel these books. We're going to help you remember who you are. Share with humanity, because y'all truly want to help y'all remember who y'all are. The first 2 parts of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which is a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto a spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. The first book is titled Coming Home, the Story of Asia. The second book is titled The Story of Asia, I'm Home. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. Let me finish up. I didn't finish up the baby. Y'all know this. Y'all know the drill. I didn't finish it up. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey. When Asia is catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep, she goes through a lot of existential crises, which help her align to remember the divine wisdoms in which she is, to project, create a reality that, or manifest a reality that mirrors the divine wisdom's limitless potentials in which she is. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is my other half, y'all. It's a twin flame divine counterpart journey home to God inside, one soul, 2 bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love in a lifetime. They know they're supposed to create a love and a life together. It's many love stories in one book. It's pretty beautiful and cool. Pretty gosh darn cool. They know they're supposed to create a love and a life together. Each lifetime says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which life, which reality, humans of planet Earth. The book is prophetic. This is the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. If you're doing all digital downloads, it's 3 separate downloads, $29.97 plus tax for the 3 stories, 3 books. Links specified below for digital downloads. If you're doing paperback, physical copies, the first 2 parts, Asia's story, comes in one binding. The third part, my other half, comes in a separate binding. So 2 books, all 3 stories, $29.98 plus tax. $29.98 plus tax for paperback. Paperback bindings, 3 stories and 2 bindings. Links specified below in the description of this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips meetup. I also want to come invite y'all to take part in, experience Asia's Story, the animated series. Yes, it stems from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. The conscious awareness of many beautiful, vibrant, multidimensional experiences in which I have that are really expansive. I channel within the animated series to share remembrance, God codes, source codes, high vibrational energies, to help us evolve us into more wellness, balanced, limitless potentials as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Ashley's Story, the animated series, is available to stream on YouTube. My author's channel, AP Short Stories on YouTube, link below. I now also have another offering, a live series, where we're talking about productions. Out of the Box. It's available to stream. Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, playlist section, Out of the Box. You'll see Out of the Box. It's my live series show that I co-created with the universal forces, the oneness of all things. I set the intention, chat with the divine, my inner space. Hey, follow your intuition. We'll co-create this with you, Ashley. Me and my smartphone. Out of the Box came into, and the universal forces. I am one with the universal forces. I am one with the universal forces. Co-created Out of the Box. It's about what we're all going through. Awakening within the dream to our limitless potentials. To the fact that we are limitless potentials within a creation of limitless potentials. Out of the Box is available to stream. Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. Lastly, but certainly not least, I want to invite y'all to come join me in the kitchen. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube, y'all. Link below. Whatever the ancestral forces tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish. This is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. I've been doing it since I was a kid, y'all. I would go into the kitchen, whatever was in the pantry, baby. I'm gonna cook something about it. And I've been doing it for a long time. Grown and set the intention, grew and evolved it to co-create Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. We go to the Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Let me slow it down. We go to the grocery store. We use mystery ingredients. We have a good time. We laugh. We kiki. We joke. We talk. Sometimes we get divine revelations. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. Y'all, I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truths. Give this love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you perceive, be, embody more of your limitless potentials that you are, we are, divine presence, divine self singing, right? Hold up. Let us activate ourselves. That's lyrics to one of my songs. Energy. It's called My Energy. The song's My Energy. I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye. Many things have changed since the last time my author, Ashley, put pen to the paper to share my story with your world. It all started when I had a grand epiphany that I never missed masculine love and attention. I just energetically remembered I was never going to receive the love I truly require and desire externally from the self. I energetically remembered I was never going to receive the love I truly require and desire with being imbalanced by not practicing the innate wisdoms that has always been stowed away in my heart and soul. No worries. Why? Some more heart-centered wisdoms. We experience or our existence from and as different perspectives to expand, grow, evolve the I am, or creation, or infinite existence. Infinite existence. Infinite creation. With the perspective I ancestrally inherited and co-created, I unconsciously and at the same time divinely rejected divinely aligned, balanced, well-masculine energies, while finding temporary and fleeting solace within and as the energies of imbalance. We came into existence to balance. We came into existence to balance these energies with the way we live our lives and seek understandings or wisdoms from how we show up and experience the self. Hey, my name is Asia, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love. Have you ever lost someone or something that is near and dear to you? Let's make this a safe space to face and express our deep emotional truths, irregardless of how these truths change the way we perceive our authentic or individual selves and others.
a practice in which mirrors our, humanity's, dharmic purpose to practice and embody the frequencies of unconditional love and apex compassion. It was such a regular occurrence for me to take her out without her leash in the front yard, and for us to go back inside, for everything to be okay. I feel like I was being careless, but Zoe says she was just ready to transcend, experience something different, something more evolved, something more abundant. Zoe, my little silky terrier, jumped in front of the wheel of a car next to the curb of our yard. I saw the whole thing happen. So, as you know, if you tune into my story, I study with many great sages, gurus, and spiritual masters to become more aligned with my infinite nature, or the truth, the facts, that all is one, all is within, and nothing truly decays or dies, but only changes form to grow and evolve the all, the I am, or infinite existence, or most commonly termed as God. The whole experience is, when I replay the experience in my mind, extremely traumatic. As I placed Zoe in the bag and into the box, I heard the spirit of the Devic kingdom. I now know it was the Devic kingdom, or Zoe's spirit, guiding me to be gentle with Zoe's body. I cried out for divine presence. I knew that my heart and mind was only perceiving a minute scope of what was taking place in the moment. And what did I tell you? That I forgot my truths. I am. We are. Every dimension of the I am. We're playing a game to learn more about ourselves, to grow and evolve. And that I've been with you in many shapes and dimensions, many forms, throughout your whole earthly experience, your entire earthly experience. Many lifetimes, Asya, not just this one. Yes. And I want to practice my chakma, my divine wisdoms, and not be so sad. Yes, you are your chakma, Asya. You are your divine wisdom, and you are feeling. You exist to feel or master energy. You are doing well. When you feel, use your mind to create thought patterns in which you want to manifest, and which you want to bring to your experience, in which you want to experience, dear Asya, dear humanity.
Do you remember the mission?
World peace.
And by world peace, not just your plane or dimension of reality.
Right. The human being of planet Earth is quantumly connected to every dimension of God's creation, every dimension of infinite creation.
Precisely. I did have a good feeling about you.
I'm going to share some divine wisdoms that in lifetimes before, lifetimes perceived past, I would generally have to whisper or keep to myself. We are unique frequencies, dimensions of the I am, or creation. Every person, place, or thing in our reality is a projection of where we stand in the universal balancing of all of existence in any moment. The Hermetic's principle of compensation, also known as karma, what goes around comes around. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. Humanity, we had this a little backwards. Our realities are a projection of our energies. All people, places, and things in our realities and beyond are a projection of our energies or our universal embodiment at any moment in time. Instead of holding resentment, rage, anger, sadness, pain, and projecting the resentment, anger, sadness, pain, or fear onto the people, places, and things within our reality, we have to take an inquisitive and understanding and compassionate disposition while learning and growing the self. With doing so, as the universes seek equilibrium, or the scales of justice are coming into balance, instead of parties, individuals, or dimensions of creation or the self or our reality being dealt vengeful karma, we are served chakma, or divine wisdoms that teach us, and which teach us why we experience the things we experience, to grow us into more, instead of killing ourselves, each other, one another. You want to know a really cool way to expedite universal growth or quantum manifestations? Lean it. Tell everybody. The past versions of ourselves are only a mirror to the future versions of ourselves in different dimensions. Whenever we experience bad luck, we're truly experiencing our own energies projected from our past versions of self, or limiting beliefs in which we once held that we no longer align to. Welcome to the future.
Miss Tracy, fairy godmother. And so we meet again. Your family. Forgive them, Asya. I'm an orphan. No, you are not. Irregardless of how out of place you have felt your entire life. Sweet baby, for the energies you chose to experience, and by chose, I mean when a dimension of creation or person, thing, or place need another dimension to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. You and every human have lived the most abundant reality in which was required for the makings of you, for the evolution of you. I feel deep pains in my heart, deep density in my heart. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. I remain heart-centered and allow my chakma, the divine wisdom that I am, to utilize this deep, dense energy to manifest or create wellness, the upliftment and balance for all things, for the oneness and upliftment of all things, the regeneration of the human genome, the activation of the human's DNA, the expansion of the human's consciousness to manifest a reality of world peace. And so it is. And so it is. My name is Asya, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my Atum's letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which there is no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore. My name is Ashley-Nicole. I am an ageless being. Well, I'm 31, with utilizing the paradigms of space and time as known by third-dimensional humanity to quantify my existence. My consciousness is focused primarily as Ashley-Nicole, human of planet Earth. I awakened within the dream. I am limitless existence, or energies of the infinite sea, or spirit, having infinite experiences, just in this one moment, and a gander of infinite experiences within this now moment. It appears as if I am putting my wig on in my bathroom mirror, when in another dimension of the self, in just this past moment of infinite existence, I assisted with disarming the pardon collider to allow for the mass awakening of the human consciousness. Grand Rising Earth Dweller, Grand Rising M, and thanks again for your assistance with everything. I requested for a regular guide that I can expect to be available to assist me with settling into remembrance and mission. I'm super appreciative we've been paired to work with one another.
Remembering into multidimensionality within colonial life is a vibrant experience. I'm glad to help. How's Kingdom Things podcast going? You truly have the ether stirring into universal order, divine alignment.
For the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things. The podcast is great. I mean, I'm finally feeling the heart connection to the podcast, I suppose there's always been.
Surely.
The podcast has been an intuitive mandate that came into fruition with following my heart space and inner guidance. My mind is acclimated and excited about, well, all of this, being awakened within the dream.